AGM coming in, and we're back. Freely drops and soap, while Dane's dropping facts. Mercenaries in underwear, they can stay put. We have football on our tongues, just minus a foot. Rugby league group showers while drinking Fifth Lane. And we're bringing this bullshit any given Monday. I said any given Monday. Yeah, any given Monday, baby. AGM in the house, any given Monday.
Welcome back to the Christian Freed Show.
Definitely not. It's called Any Given Monday. Any Given Monday, baby.
Baby.
But who we got on?
The big dog. The big dog.
Yep, I've squeezed in the time. I've come to see the boys, talk a bit of footy with the NRL kicking off soon.
So you got
exciting times.
Wrightman family stuff's all right at the moment. You got some time to get out here.
Good. Yeah, I'm just working a lot of Arvo shifts and that, and I'll be at the Mitchie trial helping Ivesy out on Saturday, so that'd be good against the Fish Eaters. So good, like a little battle there with the boys.
It just feels right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's right here. Like,
Yeah, it does feel wrong. It feels right. W right.
Yeah, it feels like right, man.
I tell you what, but this fucking training shirt's
Uruguay
feeling
kit.
right too.
I know,
Uruguay right, brings in the goods.
It's rubbing me up the right way. I tell you, it's comfortable AF. And these
Yeah.
sleeves, bro.
I know.
AGM, fucking repping on the sleeve. That's hot.
AGM, all the sponsors, Pernigove Bears, Old Boys, Andrew Peace Wines, Bull Maintenance.
Remember,
Not
Righty,
like-
when you forgot our sponsor, and then we
No,
all
I-
jumped on you
I-
in about a second. And then
I don't put that. I don't run that page.
Yeah.
Angel did, and I sent him the sponsors.
Well,
And
Angel,
he
go
for-
fuck
He
yourself,
forgot
bro.
one, and then he called Bull Maintenance Bull Mechanical, and the dude from Bull Mechanical messaged me. I said, "Man, I just sent him. I sent him your logo. He just misread it, I think." And he laughed. He goes, "No, it's all right."
No,
mate."
he's too busy kicking field goals to worry
Yeah.
about writing script. But yeah. So no, these are good, right, man? And also, man, who did these?
I went to Dolan's out, and they did Dolan's Saddlery. They also do shirts and other clothing. They're out at Rockwell, just near the Bunnings there, on the way to Redcliffe.
Yeah. So if you got a horse or you wear shirts, go see them.
Yeah, go see them, and they'll look after you for a good price. Got the shirts
Or if
done
you like
up, they're
leather
flash.
shit, you know?
Yeah.
You're into that sort of thing
leather wear.
too. They're all good.
Do you reckon he could repair my gimp suit?
You could
Probably.
do anything,
You
mate.
could do
for
it.
a
Probably,
price.
man. Are you still with your missus,
Sure.
or she?
Yeah, she's tied up at home in the gimp suit, but it's got a rip in it, so I'm scared she's going to escape. Really.
Yeah. Before we're talking about leather, I've got a bit of a story. Sorry, right, man. We'll
Oh,
get
good.
into some footy.
I always,
But
I miss these.
but I've got So obviously we're getting into final stages of trying to have a kid, and I had to actually go in and do a deposit at the place where usually with a sperm deposit, you take the cup home. You ejaculate into it. You're not allowed to use lube, which really frustrates me because, like, I'm circumcised, so the friction doesn't help. Like, but anyway, and then you take the cup to a like a, what do they call, QML?
Yeah,
You take the cup to a QML within 45 minutes, and you just got to keep the fluid warm in your pocket on the way there. So, but her appointment for this one, so we're going up the steps. And so the appointment for this one was in the valley. So you can't trust that I can do the thing unless I do it in the car. I was thinking about putting pillowcases in the windows. But still, I was like, so you can't trust it. So you ring up and go, look, can I book out one of the rooms, or like the deposit rooms? And they're like, oh, yeah, we got heaps. Because no one ever does it. You're a freak.
Yeah.
But
You're weirdo.
yeah, but I book out a room. And we go in there at 9:15, and then I've got my depository cup, and they go, okay, sir. So they bring me through, and they go straight through there. And so I've got my phone in my pocket, and then I've got my headphones in my left pocket.
Did they hook you up with a magazine?
No, well, the magazines are in there in a cupboard, and the cupboard has a sign on it that says, warning, magazines and content in this cupboard at adult content.
Oh yeah.
And I opened it up and I look at the magazines, and you're talking like Penthouse, Playboy, not even like south of the border shit. Because you remember how when we were younger, like you'd only get dick in cunt when you go New South Wales, right?
Right.
So
Were they fucking laminated those?
Yeah. Oh, bro. But who cares? You got a fucking mobile phone. But so I get in there and it's the leather chair and it's got a paper thing on it. And she goes, all right, sweet. So go in there, do your thing. Once you do your thing, please grab the paper thing off the leather chair. And black leather chair, obviously it's easy to clean and find out what's happened, and throw it in the bin for me. And I was like, yeah, no doubt. And so I sit down and I'm kind of like, I'm not horny at all. So I start looking up Lisa Ann, obviously. And so I go straight to Pornhub, Lisa Ann. I start jacking off. But before, actually take a step back, before that, I've got my headphones. And so I bring the headphones out because I'm like, them moaning is going to make me come quicker. Okay, so right, man, it's rugby league podcast, but I will get to it. And then I put the headphones in, and it's connected to Christy's fucking iPhone, who's sitting out in the other room. So I put the headphones in, and it goes, everybody, yeah,
and that really got you in the mood.
Oh,
that
bro,
would have worked straight
man,
away.
and it was hooked up to Backstreet Boys, and then I'm just like, fuck me. So I had to take the headphones out. I was like, fuck it. I don't care who's in the next room. And I cranked the beats on my phone. Obviously got off in a second, but yeah, I did.
That's lucky you're a quick draw.
Yeah. And then
It was the Backstreet Boys that got him working.
And the worst thing is I take the cup. So, and you're not allowed to, and this is, I'm not trying to be fucking disgusting here, but before you do
you succeed, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Before you do a deposit, you're not allowed to ejaculate 2 days or 2 to 3 days before.
That would have been hard for
Yeah,
you,
that
lad.
would have been
It's not that hard. Like for me, it's yeah. I'm a sloth, but and then so and then when I did into a cup, they say, "Is there any spillage?" And I said no. And I put the thing. No, there wasn't. But I put the thing up on the counter and gave it to the lady. And Christy goes, "Are you sure there wasn't any spillage? That looks like a real small load." And I go, "Have you ever come into a cup? They all look like that because I've done it so much lately." I'm like, it all fucking looks like that, bitch. But also, I've got 86 mil in that. You remember when I started under a mil? So I want you boys to call me number 86 now.
86. Well, you built the old sperm count up.
Well, that's a fucking. That is a big jump. Well, last time we spoke to you,
you'll be having triplets soon. With all this
he'll finally get a shot to land, and he'll fucking be like quintuplets.
You'll be like Hapu, Hapu, the Pasapina pedal on, with all the kids then.
Yeah, but anyway, so that was my first time depositing there, and then I went to a
Did you get your face up on the wall or anything? Is there like like when you go to a steakhouse and you make the steak challenge because
there would have been a time challenge.
Count is getting really good. You get up and like the person, the gym member of the week. So you'll be like the.
I think it was more a speed thing. Freddie was in and out in about 15 seconds.
It was more like how to come to the Backstreet Boys the quickest in a week. But,
well, there's your secret. Just play that when you're ready to go.
But fucking Aaron, is it Nick Carter or Aaron Carter?
I don't know which one.
Anyway, he rocks my socks.
It's the new soundtrack to my night. I'm going to go have a crack,
But anyway, so what's your coming story this week? No, but anyway, right, man. Uruguay, coach. How'd you go? What was the whole thing?
How's the trip?
Preparation wasn't too bad.
But just so the listeners know, because we've got so many, your prep was you had to do what you had to do in Brisbane and then go down and join the boys.
And there was about half a dozen to 10 who were training down there, so it wasn't too bad. And we got some other blokes who made a train. One guy said he wouldn't be able to make any training, and he wasn't super committed, but he said, I won't let you short, but I will play. So he was playing, but
that's
commitment.
commitment.
He said, I won't leave you short. So I thought he turned up to a training session on the Friday, and he seemed keen. He spoke how good it was. He just seemed how keen. He was just going to play this one. I assumed he was just going to play this one game. He's playing the local grade in the South Sydney comp, which has got a lot of ex-NRL players running around there. They throw out a bit of cash, so it's like. Somewhere like a Brothers Ipswich or somewhere, sort of like
the outer regions that throw around a bit, $500 a match,
and you'll get good matches. So they'll brush playing at a higher level. So they
like what I get at Mitchie.
you get free beers. Yeah, they really need to reassess that soon. They start performing.
Yeah,
Okay?
and they start going broke because you fucking more than $400 worth of free beer a week is killing us, bro. Stop drinking so much, you can.
Stop cheating on your missus, bro.
I can't. It's a habit, you know.
Sorry, right, man.
Yeah, so he was playing in this competition. He said he'd just gone back to training. There's plenty of fringe blokes in that comp. There's about Yleen Gordon, Buddy Gordon. He was playing NRL years ago. He's playing for South in New South Wales Cup now, and I think he'd gone back to that local comp a couple of years ago. Then they grabbed him and took him up to New South Wales Cup there. So this bloke was playing he'd gone back to try and play at that level. He was all keen. Then, by Sunday, he's just bailed out in the group chat and never turned up.
Really?
Yeah, and he made the effort to get to training. I didn't expect we were going to see him till Sunday, and he was just going to come off the bench.
But does that just surprise you in that kind of like?
No, but
you get that all the time with those.
But when you get there and you have an 18-man squad,
Yeah.
and then 4 blokes have bailed before kickoff,
True.
and you're left with 2, and the 2 guys on the bench, one guy is 55, and the other guy's a halfback with bad ribs and can't be tackled. Like, it kind of puts you against the 8 ball. But
Are you
Doesn't
starting to
make it
get
easy.
stressed as a coach?
Nah, because you expect some blokes to bail out. See, the Latin Heat 21s played before us. So they had 3 Uruguayan qualified lads, but it was a hot as a mofo day. So one of them was our starting hooker. He'd been training with us. I actually could have probably told him to pulled him out of that game.
Yeah.
But the kids chose, the lads wanted to play.
Yeah.
So I don't stand in the way of anybody, and they were all good. Unfortunately, 2 of them either get injured. One got concussed, and the other was suffering cramps after the game. So both couldn't back up. And so I'm down to 2 guys on the bench. Anyway, it's all going well. Then midway through the second quarter, we're competing with them. Made a couple of breaks. We're not far off scoring. We lose a hooker like Nico Papa, who was the hooker against Colombia. He gets injured and has to come off. So I'm down to 1 bloke on the bench. So originally, how I was going to counteract there were some good players there. We had good players, but some of them hadn't played for 4 years.
Yeah.
And they were handy football players. How I was going to kind of counteract that when we had like 19-man squad, when we had 5, 6 on the bench, I was just going to be rolling some blokes 5-minute, 10-minute stints. Unfortunately,
that was a game plan you went in with.
Yeah, that was it. And we had like a strategy, working over edges, getting away from the big boys. And this was all working until
Block
you
plays?
run out of legs. Kick down.
Block on blocks?
No, just around the ruck. And then kicking down the same side you're working over, just working your way into the game. This was going all right. It's just that when we start turning the football over, blokes are getting knackered, and they were busted. Like, it was probably the last 15 minutes before half time, they ran in 4 tries.
Do you think so? This scorecard didn't show the type of game
We could
it was?
compete. If we had everybody, we would have competed more. Would we have won? That's. I don't want to take nothing away from Brazil. Brazil had about 17. They had a big pack, and they had 3 big middles on the bench, and they had a good fullback and a good 7. So
Makes it easy.
Have you,
they
Dana,
play-
you've helped out with this team in Brisbane, haven't you?
Yeah, last time they played up here, I went and helped and ran some water and that.
Right, but with what happened, was it still an awesome experience for yourself as a coach?
Oh yeah, we went to the Uruguayan club. We had the support was 3-1 for us.
Oh, really?
Like, it was a big day. Taz Batiri, I don't know if you know who Taz is. Taz is like the
He
godfather
refereed me over in France.
Yeah. Taz was recruiting people to go play in France in the early 90s. He's
a legend.
Worked for the NRL for 30 years and then got made redundant.
Taz is crazy, man. I've been in the comp for 2 weeks, and he's going, Christian, get on side. Christian, get on
So he
side.
knows things.
Yeah.
When I went and helped out with the Latin Heat women's start of last year, he was reffing the game. Before the game, he takes a phone call about someone getting some bloke a gig with Catalans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He goes,
Yeah.
yep, all right, I'll get him to send you a copy of his passport, blah, 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 blah. He's doing this on the phone before the game starts and things like that. And he's just sort of picked up, like with Cabra, that's next year they're looking to go back to it being Sydney International, but being basic normal Cabra and have prize money. It's just this year coming off the COVID year, it's hard to get sponsors and shit.
Well, that's why Dom and that didn't come back balling.
Yeah, come back balling. How'd you go? Besides footy, besides anything rugby league, how was the trip for you? Like going down and then spending time with the boys and that.
Good connection. We're in a big group chat, and people are still contacting me all the time.
You got to see our boy Koza?
Yeah, saw the greatest USA. I saw the greatest USA Tomahawk fullback of all time. No, actually, I had you.
I rang him today and I go, how much is Righty? I said, how much are you paying Righty to build up the best fullback? And he goes, mate, doesn't need to be paid for, bro. I got this.
I felt bad because I had you at 2.
Yeah.
Then I realised that you're 3rd behind Ryan McGoldrick. So
True.
You're in the top 3,
but
man.
What if Sideshow Bob jump back there as well? Then I'm 4th,
Yeah.
we got
He's
we got Peterson back there. He can jump back there. Maybe Clint Newton wants to run.
Did you wherever he wanted? He is the Players Association president.
Yeah, that's right. He would think he could play fullback as well.
Did you know he played in 2004? He played 5'8" against Australia. They were coming back on a tour.
Yeah.
They led Australia 18-0. They ended up losing. It was in Philly.
Yeah, that's the one we always talk about because it was televised over here.
That was was the one Miles wanted to play, but it was in his last year.
USA were up at half time, weren't they?
Yeah, 18-0. 18-0, and he scored.
Yeah.
And I used to wind Miles up, say if Sideshow was a better 5'8" than him, and then because he wanted to play and he didn't play till towards the end because he had another year there, and his manager said they might let you play, but if you were to get hurt, you could be null and void on contract money if you go and blow an ACL out. And that's what happened with. I heard Ronaldo Matalio talking, and
my boy.
He said
he's one of us, mate.
He was talking about that. He didn't mention you.
You can't even pronounce his name, bro.
I'm surprised he didn't mention me. I can pronounce a lot of names really quickly.
He did say he had a good time playing 9. He said he had every intention of going to play for the qualifier.
Oh, he did 100%.
It's just that after he made Samoa,
he's got to take
John Morris stepped in and said, "No, mate. We let you go play for Samoa. We can't let you go
see
there."
You can see where Bomber's coming from.
It's funny because
a star too. Star.
It's good. It's good. Ronaldo, what he did, which was such a cool thing, which a lot of boys don't do when we're talking about tier 1, tier 2 nations. Ronaldo messaged us first, and he said, "Boys, this is what I'm gonna do," and we were like, "Yeah, 100%." You know, it's like saying "Oh, Dana, what's your other heritage? You're indigenous or Italian?" So if you said
his brother just played for Italy in a nines tournament.
Yeah, but the skill is so different. I didn't even know they were related. But
I'm so much better.
No, but Dana, it's like if they said "Look, Dana, you made 13 for the Australian side, but you've got number 9 for the Italian side." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what Ronaldo was kind of dealing with. And so he messaged us and he goes, "Boys, I'm going to do this. I really appreciate it." And everyone was sweet with it, where some other times it's been a different story with that second tier, first tier.
I was a little surprised. He's got a twin brother. He's now playing New South Wales Cup for North Sydney.
Yeah. But you guys were trying to get him on our radar, weren't you?
Yeah,
you and Steve-O and
because I thought at the time he was playing flag at the Sharks. Jesus. I thought if you had needed an outside back, this guy, and that's when.
But that's when USA asked for his resume, and we're like, "Are you fucking kidding yourself?"
Yeah. Things like there's some stupid decisions.
So you shoot yourself in the foot really quickly
with emerging nations, and I think of it too at the USA. Some bad decision making by people getting to power. Rob Bergs did this thing where pointed out things that you need to do for developing nations, and one of them was know when to put your ego away. Another was about getting money involved, because all of a sudden, if you start paying people money, people will want to jump on to make the cash, claiming they have ways to fix this when the sole motivation is cash. And with that, with the USA, I think Terry Madison offered to coach again. They told him he could come on board as the current coach assistant, which I would find ridiculous considering he's coached as an NRL assistant and has coached the USA Tomahawks previously. To say you can come on and just be the assistant, I think there's no way was he going to accept that role. So you think like that, you want to get these blokes involved, like with Ronaldo's brother and that, he looks like he can play. And he's playing it. If he was training like flag with the Sharks, like the equivalent of 20s comp, which is now 21, to me, he's going to be more of an asset just in the squad. Maybe he doesn't make the game day 17, but he's like 18th man and being in that squad and being there just in case someone goes down. He's going to be more valuable than some of those blokes there because of the style
If he's
of
playing like with Cronulla, that's pretty. Cronulla's junior system is fucking red hot. Like Cronulla's A grade side, it's just got so much young talent, and they're pulling out of Newtown who have so much talent, and all their juniors are just filled with young talent. If he's making sides there, he must be half-handy.
And they didn't just give him a gig because your brother's there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
exactly.
He's good
that's
enough.
right.
Yeah.
He's good enough to be there. And now his contract there must have finished up. So he's at North Sydney. So he's playing New South Wales Cup now. So you're in like the equivalent of NRL reserve grade, Q Cup, New South Wales Cup. A guy who's on the fringe of that level should be at least in the squad. You know what I mean? To be close to selection, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And
did you hear about how I said with your Uruguayan boys, Uruguayan, is that how it's said?
Yeah, well said, man.
So a good trial would be against your Sea Eagles?
Yeah, I heard your attempted humour there, mate.
Because it'd be pretty challenging for both teams.
Yeah, well, it's funny too because like my coaching career, I'm only one win behind Sean Rutchison, and like they pay people to fly halfway around the world and things like that, don't they? Yeah. Wow, as an international coach.
When I said it, I
not
was
really,
like,
not really far to go.
right, he's
now.
gonna fucking kill me for this one. But yeah.
But that's
You
the
leave
thing.
Manly
We'll be
out
back.
of this, right?
We'll be
They were
back.
weakened in the Tiger side.
That's
So,
a
Roddy,
trial.
where from now for you? So, like with the whole Uruguay
We've
side,
got-
how do you
I
build
had
from that?
Another thing too, I had 5 fellas who were unavailable, one for either injury. One was my assistant. He's going to come back, a bit of experience and come off as a bench player. He's decided to play. And there was another lad in the Navy, a good lock, good defence lock. He came and ran the water. There were guys there that straight away put their hand up and said, we'll be right in October.
Was the guy from the Navy homosexual? Or?
No, I don't care if
Well,
nobody
that's
can
what
play.
that's what I heard.
It doesn't.
Spends
I'm
a
not
lot of
one-
time with Siemens.
I'm not one of you homophobes. I don't really
I'm
worry.
only kidding too.
You're like the bloke.
I love him.
Totally
I actually
right,
love him.
yeah.
He's a good lock, and he's obviously, if you're in the military, except unless you're Laney, you're going to be
Yeah.
fit and like to defend.
And also, thank you for your fucking service.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a fucking joke.
yeah,
So,
they know that, but he was
Yeah.
keen, and all these blokes, and
but the Navy for
and
sure.
the younger guys who got injured in the 21s game, they're all come back in. So what I've said is we need to put a game on where it's not conflicting with anything else, like another Latin Heat game
Yeah.
or anything, so people don't have to choose. We have a standalone game somewhere, boom.
Yeah.
We play on a Saturday, we leave. Sunday was a strange time for me. I didn't mind, but I flew out that night. I had 2 beers after the game.
Oh, that's
spoke
dog
to everyone, and then had to get dropped at the airport.
2
to
beers?
go home.
I'd
yeah.
be off that.
Yeah,
You
so
I
should've-
paid for
you
the
guys
carton
have-
too.
Mal's
Should
the
have put
same.
an extra night in, right?
It's
for
the same
sure.
as sex. If you say you had 2 beers, you had 4.
Yeah,
You know,
I wish I had
you had
4, I
4
only got to
beers,
2.
right, man?
You
I,
should have.
I
Yeah,
wish
we
I
got
had
it
it,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
But there was the thing, like, if you play on a Saturday, you can go out for a drink Saturday night and you
Get
fly
on the
home
turfs,
anytime you
yeah.
want Sunday.
Yeah.
Fly home lunchtime or early in the hour.
Well, you've been out with the Yag boys on a Saturday night. It
Yeah,
goes
they didn't
nuts.
mind to drink, the boys,
Yeah.
till Fidel
Don't
offended
mind
the
that
representative.
cocaine
Yeah,
off
yeah.
the old
Yeah.
toilet bowl.
That's it. Wow.
You guys don't even use toilet bowls, don't you? You just turn it over in your own mouth, don't you? Is that how it works?
No, with bubble.
But
Yeah. So
Speaking-
don't worry about the
because
bowl.
we
you just-
invented it, not Todd Carney.
speaking of great USA Hawks representative, Corey Maitland, did you see
Our
him?
boy.
Did you see him at the thing he played at the Indigenous
Yeah,
Sevens,
yeah.
LS7?
Well, that's what I said. I was talking to him in the
announce,
Savi.
I can announce that he has signed with the Picton Magpies
Has
in
he
the country
really?
comp. That's
Oh,
what
nice.
he said, yeah.
Well, he's
Well,
probably getting
about
good
to,
matches, yeah?
Because
He
one
would
of his
be.
mates,
Yeah.
Talima Tautai, do you remember him, Dano? He was at
Yeah.
Para, went
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Wigan
I
for
do, and I
years.
couldn't totally pronounce his
Yeah.
name. So
Yeah, that's good. I didn't want to, I knew you'd know it, so I just put it on Dano to catch him
to
out.
me, it's our
Well,
tie.
they would have been at Para together round 20s.
Yeah,
and
yeah. With Harold
he knows
Matson,
him.
that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's the coach at Picton, player coach.
Oh,
so
really?
He'll be
Oh.
getting these ex-Para boys he knows can play.
Yeah.
And he
Fuck,
looks
Matches,
leaner
bro,
because he was.
Matches.
Yeah, he was 104 kilos at one stage. Cos when he
Well,
hadn't been
because
playing for a
if
bit.
you if you
Jesus.
listen to this,
For a
we'll be
bloke
able to
who's
match
short.
your matches if you move up here and you got to play for Mitchie
So-
and be a regular on the show.
All right.
too.
Every week on any given Monday, play for West Mitchie, and you can live at my house. We can do like a day in, day out on the miss, And Dano said also on his miss, it's every day open season.
It's open slather.
And
So,
then
yeah, just get up
also
here, bro.
photos with our boy from Neighbours over here. So
Good. So that's probably turned him off playing. He's waiting for you to retire, then he's going to sign on. But
Well, we can't have two
But-
fullbacks.
So I would be lying to our fans if I didn't ask you two boys your professional opinion about how our trials have been going so far and what we think about what going into this season.
hard to get a grip on trials because you
Yeah.
could have first
I'll be
graders
back in
playing
50
against,
minutes.
You could have first graders playing against reserve graders, basically.
Yeah, it's
It's a trial.
It's one of those things, and as we've been saying, it's like trials these days have come to they've come to mean a bit more to the league and more to the fans. So, again, but still, you still got reserve graders, a lot of reserve graders playing, a lot of blokes who have never played any NRL. There's blokes that haven't even been in NRL systems that are getting a trot out in these trials. So, it's good for it's really good to see what we've got in the wings, what we've got waiting, and where sides are at in their development and stuff too. And then you get to the last week of trials, and you get to see more of the first graders and see where sides are at.
There's this young fella from Manly, Kaloa. He runs 10.62. Like,
Holy
he's that
fuck.
fast.
Really?
He's still eligible
10.62.
for 19s. He's so...
Jesus.
19s.
Yeah, he's
Holy
training the
fuck.
first grade squad. So he played in that first grade trial the other week. Then he played back in Harold Mats the other day. Scored 3.
That
I
is
reckon
lightning.
obviously was pretty good at athletics in school. It's
That's
first year
right.
out of high school.
Okay, I run a 10.65, so I would have seen him just cross a tiny bit of form.
That is
But,
express time.
That's
That
in,
is
yeah.
fucking
Like,
express.
and some
For Eddie be still in the blocks, like look like your
Man.
feet are glued to the floor.
Are we talking about speed here?
Yeah,
cunt?
100%.
Are we talking about
I
speed?
remember.
fucking
I remember
open,
I remember once when you're at school, if you're in like a school that was just a normal like a Mitchie or a Newmarket or probably Kedron too,
Yeah.
and and you're in the athletics team that's going
Oh,
to go to
yeah.
the zone. If you said,
Like
oh,
you go to
and-
metros and
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Like,
and if you said they want you to come to that sort of training, and dudes used to say, oh, when you're junior, I'm doing footy training back then, and like the PE teachers saying, listen, you're playing rugby league. You don't run 100 metres in rugby league, let alone, if you run at 400s. But now the way training is now, like if you're in a preseason, you're doing lots of 200s
Yeah.
and 400s and
Yeah.
things like that. All that sort of, they teach you like to sprint. Because
Yeah.
they want to make you as fast as you can.
100%.
Especially
if you're in one of those
Yeah.
a good system and you got
yeah,
good
you're in a
coaching.
junior development rep
Yeah.
system, so you're doing a full
They're teaching you
mini NRL
They're not
preseason.
just teaching you footy. They're teaching you all the aspects of footy. So it's not just we're at footy training. We're this day at footy training. We're going to focus on speed, agility, and then tomorrow we're going to be strength and fucking this. And then we have got cardio, and then we have got wrestle. So it's all footy training, but they specialise in each section. So if you're a fast kid and you just get there and work your ass off in those speed and agility sessions.
Oh, yeah, but I
fuck,
remember,
bro.
like, in year 12, like, we were running... If you were running a low 11s, that you're like... Everyone's like,
Yeah, man,
low
they were the
11s.
fastest
yeah,
dudes
you
in the
low
school.
11s,
If a
yeah.
dude, the fastest dude at our school in grade
Because
12
I was
about
running low 11s.
was right 11-3, and this dude was a mate of mine. He was playing like A grade soccer and that, like when he was like at school, and he was quick as man, and he used
Those
to
soccer boys fucking love it.
he'd be like in the finals at the regional, like wouldn't finish top 3.
They just
but
had a
he-
penis at the end of the track, and he ran real quick
Yeah.
to it.
Bro,
Yeah,
I was
imagine
running
how fast
really,
you'd
really.
run with that.
I was
You'd be
running
the fu-
really, really low, like really low.
No, because you said he was
16s, bro.
soccer. That
Yeah, and a different thing too. That's another thing, like with sport, if you're training with that against men, you're doing.
Also,
a lot
I don't
of
think
running.
soccer players are homosexual. I was just making a joke, you know.
No, you clearly said that.
No, you did actually offend these people.
Yeah.
So if anyone has a qualm, just click on to Christian James on our Facebook page
Don't
and
say
feel
my
free
name.
to send a
Don't
message.
say my name.
That's my name,
I'm
bro.
not-
Don't wear it out, eh?
We'll use the code name Christian James.
Right, man. Big thing is with me and Dano because we suck in the Broncos' dick. Like we're Mr. What's his name? You know that guy that got killed by fucking that guy.
You've not leveled that down in any way.
What the fuck? You didn't make it any.
You
easier for
remember
me
the?
to-
Are you watching a movie
No, you
or
remember
something?
that YouTube clip of that guy that he killed because he was fucking a horse and the horse blew up him and then he died because it exploded all his
Oh,
inside.
That's
yeah.
still-
Mr. Hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, me and Dana are pretty much Miss Hands over here
Yeah.
because we ride in Broncos.
We're
But
taking it.
what do you
Yeah.
think about what you've seen about what's happening at the Bronx?
They'll get
Right,
better.
Broncos.
I don't know how much better, but he's got Kevy. They'll be fitter. Like I saw Martin Lang tweeted something how he saw him when they were doing that training camp down the coast.
No, what the fuck with that cock?
No, problem
He's a
being
trainer.
we're fucking
He's
losing
not gonna
blokes
know.
left, right, and centre. Problem being is we got Tessie New driving without a license. We got
It's
Jordan
stupidity.
Ricky. Jordan Ricky today is coming down with some form of an injury. That
Yeah,
And
being
he's-
gorgeous.
and
That's
he's-
his injury.
and he's there up and
Oh,
coming.
his
back
penis
roller.
is probably sore from
Yeah.
fucking 1,000 chicks.
Yeah.
How good?
Imagine,
Are you serious?
Imagine how tight
My
his hips would
missus,
get.
like I was, like I said the joke last time. Don't
They
worry.
call him Pretty Ricky for a reason. He
Yeah.
is fucking hot.
I said she slipped over when she got off the couch because of the driftness, but
Yeah, I
Maybe do it
recall
again.
that part. That was probably one of the other things I listened to you say when I was driving along. Well, don't fast forward enough. That
oh
was
yeah.
boring.
Cheers for listening to your own podcast. For appreciate
I
it,
listened
right?
to Dane. I was trying to edit it enough
Thanks,
so I
Ronnie.
could only hear Dane. I was hoping just.
We'll have to
I
trim it.
I listened to Joel and Dom. They were
Yeah,
good,
I'm just trying to keep this boat afloat
Real good.
with
Hey,
Dano.
we are floating in the high seas,
You notice
baby.
that's why I'm like, Dano, how about NRL? And I'm just like,
Sitting on back. They will improve. It's just to what level. Winning breeds confidence, obviously.
Yeah.
And they've got blokes like T.O. and that will be better. Like he wasn't bad last year, and he got better
Benny
as it went
T.O..
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought he was solid, and just he wasn't in league shape. He was in rugby
Yeah.
shape.
he was, yeah.
If you
And
win a
then-
few games, you can get your tail up and win.
Because you notice,
halves
and,
play
and,
well.
and he wasn't the push on the inside, was he?
Yeah.
With Benny Thierry,
Everyone
he gained
expected
it back. Yeah,
that year at South, when that final series, and he was an unstoppable weapon.
Yeah, 2013
coming
whatever
on.
it was.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
when they
14,
won.
yeah,
He was,
and
though.
he
And
fucking killed
and
it.
he scores a try against the.
But he was playing
Roof.
Origin and shit back there, like not
Yeah.
in 2014,
And then
but yeah.
you go and play rugby, and he was not a bad like crash running centre, and he
Yeah.
made the British Lions. No one else
Yeah.
has ever done that.
Yeah.
Like
The
no
freak.
ex NRL bloke has done that, and he'll be handy as an experienced bloke there. But Kevy's slowly weeding out the guys he wants to go. I don't know. I don't think it.
What do you think about?
I don't think it looks good
Dearden?
for Bully. Yeah, that's
We
interesting.
got a
though.
question about that, actually.
They
We
showed a
might-
few
yeah.
highlights of him playing for South yesterday, and he looked like he went well.
Yeah, well, he seems to just absolutely. Anytime he plays reserve grade, he's just too good for him. But then he just can't seem to nail down a spot in first grade, whether it be through.
Yeah, but
I've seen him at Wynnum when he was debuted.
yeah. Sorry,
He
but
killed
have we all like? I always say, like Brody Croft, all these guys we talk about, they're playing at the NRL level. They're fucking awesome athletes and great football players. But have we seen Brody Croft play a good game for the Bronx? No, we fucking haven't. And his kicking game is
when they
shit
won
house.
those two. He was okay, and they got by.
Yeah, the first two
I didn't
games, yeah.
expect him to go into the horrible form that he went in. I didn't expect a lot of those blokes to go into the form they went into after.
Yeah,
that
just
break.
fell off a cliff, eh?
Because at least they were winning games early.
Yeah, questions on Facebook.
You know?
Yeah, so those first two games of the year, everyone was looking good, and Croft played like that game against South. He scored a 40-metre runaway from a show and go, and he was pretty handy.
Oh, that's
And
pretty
the
good.
whole
He gets a Quizzo Cup team and even an NRL player.
He
but
looked
anyway.
confident though. Then that sapped him
South
away.
Sydney, you dead shit.
He looked confident.
South City,
then.
that would be good.
Yeah. And they won in the People's Stadium the first time.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
People's.
But then I just fell off a cliff, and Brody fucking lost his mojo,
Oh.
and then we had a never-ending revolving door of unperforming superstars in our fucking squad for the year.
Lodge looks, he was playing busted, and you
Yeah.
could see he wasn't as effective as he'd been the last few years. They need him playing well. You need to be able to leave Turpin in the middle. I don't think Isaac Luke to me has dropped to third choice hooker, but so
He's
he'll
dropped-
be good. He'll
He's
be
dropped
good
to
for
17th choice hooker.
he'll be good
me.
for Wynnum. He'll be good
Hey, Luke.
yeah, he'll be good for Wynnum.
God, he'd be good if he jumps off a fucking treadmill when he makes a break or goes for a jump.
I don't
Fuck
reckon.
me.
I
Well,
don't reckon he'd make the squad.
maybe show a drink driving charge in front of behind the markers and he might
Hey,
jump quicker.
Well, that's another thing with Walters. With all these guys breaking rules, you've really got to think. Too.
Yeah.
You've said, how we're setting the standard. Haas was the worst. And when you're threatening coppers,
Yeah.
that's just stupidity in anyone's language.
Oh, isn't it?
Like, and especially too, who he's a giant man. I saw him once at West
he's
End when I was
terrifying.
having a beer. So if he's sentenced, don't think I won't belt you too. You'd be thinking, right?
Yeah, I'm fucked here. Yeah, I saw him one day at Midgie. He's the biggest fucker alive.
Yeah.
And this was years ago when he was only fucking 18 odd. He's just giant. But the thing is
it out of character?
The team might be imploding just because there's obviously a lot of fucking... There's so much chatter, so much media around the Bronx at the moment. And the blokes obviously aren't handling it too well. We've got Tessie New going driving unlicensed and shit like
Why
that.
not get off?
What
Well,
the
I don't
fuck
know what the
are you
actual
doing,
thing
bro?
was, but you're going to stand out like dog's ball.
I call him T Noah.
Like a sore thumb. Like you're not hiding, you know?
Yeah.
That's it. Especially here in Brisbane, it's like, it's not like we're in Sydney where it's like there's so many clubs to hide behind.
And also the amount of media attention that the Bronx have in the last year and a half.
We got Brisbane,
You're
we
a
got West
one-team
Mitchie.
city.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fucking-
And now, with COVID and that, they're hunting everyone down for things like outstanding fines and shit like
Yeah.
that. So if you're driving a car that's registered to you and you don't have a license or something, they're gonna pull you over just to see whose car it is.
Yeah, go
you know what I
f-
mean.
go fuck
just go get a
yourself, man.
just go get a license. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Pay a mate to drive you to training. I'm
That's
sure
right.
you got enough cash,
Yeah.
lad. Like,
Well, cover on any given Monday, you get more views than you do drink driving.
you know.
With we got our boy DCM Car.
Oh yeah, that's one of me mates. Yeah, Damo.
For sure, get another handle. But so he goes, righty, you should chat about the Masters. Is that what you just played on the weekend?
Well, how it started.
And he goes, or get me on and we can talk it up. Bro, DCM Car, change your handle, we'll get you straight on.
Change it to Dom. And
When-
then
What
you're in.
does he think?
Yeah, he invited me up to play in this Masters thing up at Kawana.
What's his real name?
Damo.
Oh, Damo.
Yeah, and
Why is it Damo on?
Was
I,
it
I
on-
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. A lot of dudes have weird ass names.
Concussion, man.
You
It's a
know, like, things
motherfucker.
like that. Like, so threw it out to me. I decided to play. It was
You use
weird.
that
It was
shoulder.
nine-
You use that lethal
Oh,
shoulder,
yeah.
yeah.
Did you get the fend out that you used to dust
yeah,
radio?
yeah.
with?
Well, yeah. Well,
No, it was.
funnily
I thought
enough-
it was the shoulder, wasn't
funnily-
it?
No, it was the fan.
Oh, it was
man,
the
'cause
fan.
It was the
You were,
English fuck.
you were.
Yeah,
See how you
no,
fill out that medium shirt now.
yeah.
This now you makes that skinny version of you wasn't real
That's
hard.
rubbish,
Look at that, look at that
See,
rug.
especially too
Rubbish.
because you turn your shoulder to the sideline and I hit you right in the
No,
old
I-
chest. Bang.
Yeah, but anyway, talk about how
Hit him
good
with the
you're at
Meningo.
marking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
And then just side on, and that was
Hit me with
like-
your dick in your
So
mouth.
went up there to play in this night. It was a Masters. There was a nines comp, and that a Masters div. It was 4 teams, but blokes didn't know the first game. They didn't really know how to ref it because there's all these Masters rules are weird. So we played against these boys that were all first graders from up there that had only just retired in the
Yeah.
last few years. I didn't mind that. It was quite physical, and they ran hard, and they dusted us. But I remember fending a guy in the face twice. You're not allowed to do that, but
Well,
didn't
you-
get penalised.
Right, you got to fend.
You know,
so
yeah.
you got to. You
Bro,
got to.
it's just
use
force
what
of
you use.
habit,
I
right?
know,
It's just
yeah.
used to fuck.
Well,
him
one
with
day
humping cunts.
when I carted the ball up, one dude grabbed the leg to get your leg off,
Yeah.
and then he realised, one guy was holding me up, and then they realised, oh, sorry, mate. No, I said, don't worry, boys, I would have done the same. I understand. So they reffed that just like a normal footy game. Then the next game we played, these Indigenous boys, they played these Masters rules, which were fucking mud. I had fun.
Was there any pink shorts or anything?
None,
Or-
No,
but
gold
that's what they
shorts,
thought. See, in real Masters, it would be with 13
Yeah.
aside, but like
Yeah.
in this nines, so you had some good players, and they just like top 2 teams just like killed the other 2 teams. Like Danny Lambert was playing because he lives up that way now.
Never
up
heard of him.
Sanko. Danny Lambert played great at Cows and that,
Does
and
it
was
fucking-
Player of the Year at Wynnum.
Does it terrify you that Cameron Smith's old enough to easily be running around in Masters?
Oh
now?
well,
No, it doesn't, because
Well,
I'm
yeah,
going to
well-
be just as good as that.
So-
man. I'm going to be in
Terrifies
me.
everyone's
So-
playing
so-
this
The
shit.
fact
So-
you watch a Masters game and you could have Cameron Smith in there, and he would just, he's still the best player in the NRL.
Yeah, but because
I'd be more
he-
scared about running into Petro at that serious version
Oh, yeah.
they do at the World. Like,
Was Petro doing it?
no, he played at the one when they do it the goalie, the big
Yeah.
one when they get
Oh,
ex NRL, and they have like a serious, like semi-serious, and like real
Yeah.
just take it easy and
Yeah.
you don't keep score. Anyway, after second game, the A grade, the guy was running the A grade coaching thing. He hit me up to play that in
Yeah.
the real deal against the big dogs.
Yeah.
So I had a run there.
How
That
much
was
were
really fun.
matches? Were you like,
No,
what are matches,
well, 'cause
bro?
because the A grade coach wouldn't let any of his A grade squad, and he's got a big squad at Beerwah play. So they had some reserve grade boys, some C grade boys, and some 18s. So they were barely fielding the side at stages, and I went out to run against some of these big. I think Kawana. They had some big specimens. Like it was a bit of fun.
You say listen to him up, but I don't play for any less than 700 a game.
Yeah, so
Win
got
all
to
of
play
it.
on the main field too in that one. So it was a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
I
was
saw the
good.
photo. Your locks were sweating, bro.
Yeah, you look like you've been putting in the hard one.
Yeah, and it's a long day. And thing with the Masters,
Did you
things
shower with them?
like shower? No one showered there. Although
What?
some of them
What?
boys drink piss.
What do you
no
mean?
one showered there. It was terrible.
So where did you shower?
There's sheds there, but
Yeah.
like some that not many people use it. Some
Yeah, no, but if you couldn't shower there, where did you shower? Back at the hotel or something?
No, not a hotel. I just went inside. You could go there. I went
Oh,
in
okay.
Because you can
Yeah.
use it.
And it was good utilities?
Um,
How's the pressure? How's the water pressure?
it was
Water
good.
pressure is important.
It was good.
Very important.
As you know, you played
Yeah.
up there at Kiwana. You had a small.
Oh, yeah,
career there.
true, yeah.
Right, so I got a good
Small stint. I was up there for 5 fucking years.
And I played on the main field in the top sides up there
Yeah.
as much as you did. Like where's Beerwah? So I played top side.
This motherfucker. But he's talking
The
true,
ringing,
so go
one game.
fuck him.
But yeah, apparently then there was a bit of just I might as well spill it now. There was a lot of people, like some of the Beerwah people who were helping out with the 9 side.
Yeah.
They were filthy
Oh, yeah.
that he'd held back so many blokes. Like, and I was
Yeah.
saying later, fair enough. You've got your 18, 19, 20. Wouldn't you not have said to some bloke, if your jersey 19, 20, and that, you boys just want to go have a run of 9s because
Yeah.
you probably won't be starting. I know because their season kicks off next
Yeah.
week. So it's strange scheduling by the locals. You would have thought you would have done a 9s comp 2 weeks before the season starts to give everyone a spell, but that was the thing. And of course, Beerwah buy a lot of money.
So between the Kiwana, you also played on the main field at the back.
Yeah, we were just playing over on the other field,
The stadium.
Yeah, I played in the stadium,
yeah.
where I watched Manly play Melbourne.
Exactly.
So I jumped at the chance.
You know, it's crazy. So if you think about it, the first year that stadium opened, that was the first year that we played in it, right? So we used to have our
The
own.
year they won it with the Manly guys going over there.
No,
The year before.
no. They had a demountable then.
Oh, really?
So we had a demountable on that side, and then demountables where everyone got changed. So when the Manly boys came up, they were kind of like, "What the fuck is
Oh,
this?"
just
But
hillbilly
anyway,
shit.
but the year after, when we changed, so Manly, we still were Manly, but we had the stadium built, and we had this stadium, and it fits. I don't know how much do you think that fits, right, man? Like a couple hundred, or is it like nearly 1,000? I
There'll
don't
be
know.
a few more because they've got scaffolding set up at the
Oh
end.
yeah, no, but we just had the main stadium.
This don't look. I sat in this when
Yeah.
I went to the game there. It doesn't look the safest thing in the world. Like,
So this is this is one of the first 2 to 3 years we're in the Queensland Cup.
oh, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that wouldn't
yeah.
have, might have been 1,200 or something. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
counted everybody. They all
And then we
That
got
one you're
Mitchell Bucket, right? Who's and no one was talking that he's the next big thing, but his last name's Bucket. And he's got his boys. You look up in the stadium, and everyone in the fucking crowd has got cut up buckets on their fucking head, and they're going bucket. He's killing it,
and
you
he's
know?
scoring plenty of tries.
Oh,
so
100%.
That's adding
But
to
it was
the
just,
old.
it was so
far
like in
bar.
that year, because that was the first year we were on Channel 9 as well. So they're like, oh, this bucket sensation's really grabbing on.
That year they won it when they had
Yeah.
the Manly boys there. I remember it was on ABC radio.
Oh, I was on
that,
that.
20, that was 2010, wasn't it? When Trent Hodgkinson came down, he played
It was,
Queensland
yeah,
resident.
yeah, it was 2010.
yeah,
Yeah,
him and T-Rex were the halves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
About-
that would have been good from a scrum, looking up and seeing T-Rex.
Yeah.
I would have loved it.
You can have
Yeah,
that.
you'd be looking
Yeah.
at the back row, go, now you got to break fast here,
Yeah,
break
yeah.
real
Oh,
fast.
about a half time my jaw was on the fucking trial line, but
Yeah, you were that big a fan, dude.
oh, we were all up there
And
because
they won easy too. Like it was like 32-16 against
Yeah.
the Pride,
Yeah.
who had a gun side too.
and Cantoni was in that side. Cantoni lost to that
And
side.
do you remember that Tom Humble
Yeah.
went in the NRL?
The
Lightning
fullback.
fast, yeah, and he took,
Yeah.
he was carving too. He went to a couple of NRL systems, played a little bit at first grade, but he
Yeah.
was a real good player. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
he come back and went to the Blackhawks.
But it's funny because every time I go to Cantoni's house, he's always got because Cantoni's like, he's in the Hall of Fame of the fucking Pride, right? But he's always got the jersey against the Sunny Coast, and he's like, "Oh, you mean when we versed Manly?" You know, he says that.
Yeah, 'cause
He's
they
like,
were
oh,
getting
you
like
mean
8
when we
blokes
versed the
back.
Manly Sunshine Coast?
Well, look at the
Weren't
side.
they,
They,
they copping 8 blokes or something?
Oh, mate, I was
Yeah,
sitting
it
on the
was a
bench
good
with.
side. They had
At
this
one stage,
bloke-
I was sitting on the bench with T Rex. You know,
they
like
had- that size mismatch would have been hilarious.
Oh,
actually.
disgusting.
The two halves
Ozzy's
that day,
penis, Ozzy's
well,
white
You couldn't
penis.
even see Freedy because T-Rex is sitting here and you're just like half his quad is just taken.
But I
it's like a
remember my
solar
dad.
eclipse.
My dad was always like, he goes, one of his big things was like, "Hey mate," because he go, "Nah, hey mate, because he got an American accent. Hey mate, remember when you sit on the bench with T-Rex? And I was like, yeah, I remember that when I'm on the fucking bench sitting next to an NRL player, not playing in Queensland. He's like, but how cool was that?
well, the two halves that day both played
on the
Origin
point.
for New South Wales
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
So within 4 years, 5 years,
So if I keep going, I can get
you
there.
could be.
Yeah.
They had
Oh, you just got to keep on keeping on.
don't know. They had Shane Newman in the centres.
Yeah.
They had Chris Sandow's cousin Dennis, who was a machine at fullback. They found him in the country. He was
Fuck,
he could carve.
well, he's
this
the reason
bloke.
I was playing wing. I thought. Because I was like, that kid's a freak.
They had a big centre, Andrew Sanulia, who played a bit of NRL and ended up going to play rugby union overseas. Like they had him too.
Yeah.
He was carving.
Fuck,
Oh, they had just a few boys who'd been.
Big year because
Heath
and then the next
Strange came off the bench.
Oh, and
crazy.
Stranger, bro. Fuck. Stranger, man, the best guy I've ever met. And also, the most underrated player, I believe, in the, like, what do you
Still,
think,
he was a
Righty?
good player.
What do you think, Righty,
Him
about
and-
underration of him as
Him
a
and
hooker?
Matt Ballin had the perfect balance.
I think he shat all over Matt Ballin.
Nah, like Ballin's defence. and
Yeah,
he's
but
just-
Stranger's
he
attack.
had that sleight of hand.
Yeah, yeah.
So you'd mix it up. You used to defend him one way, and then you got this dummy half who's giving you a bit more variation around the ruck.
Yeah.
and they played off that, and that's
Oh,
when
bro.
they won it 40-0.
Yeah, I'm probably
Yeah,
biased because
2011,
like when
wasn't it?
Stranger got kicked back to us, he'd come back and be like one of the boys,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like and Ballin never came back to us. He didn't get sent, but when Stranger came back, he'd come back and he was like, "Ah, boys, how are we winning this game today?"
Yeah.
Where a lot of the boys came back like, "Fucking, what's that big freak?"
Morwood,
No,
Phil Morwood played too.
no, second row fronty, Brown.
Oh yeah, Tim Brown, big Timmy
Yeah.
No,
Brown.
not Tim Brown, is it?
Yeah, it was Timmy Brown, and he went to the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cocksucker, man. He's a fucking
I remember
cocksucker.
he was
He
in a-
come back and he just looked down on everyone. Where Strange would be like, "Let's get a part of this,"
Yeah,
and then
let's win a game.
Tim Brown be like, "Oh, I shouldn't be dropped back here."
We're here
Well,
to
you
win a
should
game,
come
yeah.
because with that size, you should be fucking playing NRL week in, week out. So
And
go
Vic
fucking
Morrow too.
suck on what
Morrow?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
no,
the-
he was a ledge.
He
Morrow was a ledge.
He was just,
yeah.
he was the guy that went after Das Lussick got suspended. Morrow won an
Yeah.
NRL grand final. Like that sort of thing. Like so, you had some handy.
We had
players.
Lastic up there all the time as well.
and he was only 20.
crazy, eh?
This is how we do it.
He was only, the year. What was it? The year later when Daly and that were coming. Him and Buren that all played resident. So Buren's got Queensland
bro.
resident. Like they had that many
They're
good
so
young
good
blokes
players,
coming
man.
through,
Yeah.
and you can see why that progression to have that reserve grade. You got to, the step between 20s to NRL. Even now it's 21s now. It's too big for some blokes. But if you spend a couple of seasons, like Daly wasn't ready coming out of 20s, and Hasler told him that.
Yeah.
And he said that year he was killing it up there. He was talking on a potty, and he said he got up the courage and he went up to Des and goes, Des, there was Origin coming up and a couple of injuries. He goes, "Am I chance to get a run?" And he goes, "No,
But
you keep playing. Keep playing
Des
well."
is
And
like,
you'll be
nah,
right."
my hair's too damn good.
But it was sort of easy for Des to hold him back a bit too because
But-
wasn't
Because
Matt
you had-
Orford
it
still
was
running
also-
around?
No, you had Hodgkinson.
No, well, Hodgkinson
Yeah.
debuted after Cherry.
no,
No, he debuted before the year before.
Hodgkinson
Cherry-
won Queensland Cup with Sunny
And-
Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
But the next year they won the premiership with Cherry at halfback.
Orford was there in 08. The next year, Orford stayed and then went to Bradford.
Yeah, yeah.
Hodgkinson
Orford.
signed.
How bad was it?
He signed and then went, and then Hodgkinson played 1 year at Manly and signed with the Bulldogs, and that's when Cherry stepped in to take Hodgkinson's role.
Hodgkinson played. Oh yeah, maybe 2010. Yeah.
But
He was there for
was-
2 years,
yeah.
1 year in reserves and 1 year in
Yeah.
first
It's
grade.
just awesome. Like at at that, like the years that I was up there, to see these boys come back, and then you see him play, and then you're like, oh, that's why I'm not going to play in RL, because I could see the ability they had. I'm like, oh, that's why my goal's Queensland Cup all the time, and these motherfuckers are NRL, because Cherry, Hodgkinson, fuck, bro, like it's not even their confidence, it's just their confidence with their ability and all that, besides that Brown cunt. They showed you why you weren't at that level, which I thought was awesome.
And you see those little things that you do in a full training, and when you're in full-time training, where parts of your game that you need to work on you can complete. It's like when you see cup blokes go back to play at those levels, like say Ipswich local A grade, which are good levels of footy and tough, but you'll see some bloke come back and he's used to been training 3 nights a week instead of 2, and little things like that. You saw it we were just at Mitchie a bit with those blokes who were playing good footy at West, like Dano, like Joel. I'd say Matty, but Matty's the unfittest semi-professional footballer I've ever seen, Matty Smith, and things like that. Blokes know how to do some of these little skills things well, and that's important for you boys that have played at higher level, to show these young blokes coming through, teach them the ropes.
It's the amount of time on the training paddock matters like astronomically, and then you see these blokes who go from being fringe first graders to then training full time, and you see their game go from this is them at fringe first grade and they're killing it, absolutely killing it, but then they go to training full time with first grade and they just jump.
It's like when you mentioned
so
just
quick,
before, right?
Bigger and
And I was
stronger.
about to jump on it when we had our boy from Manly who would captain East Tigers.
Oh, Newman.
Yeah,
Newman was a star at cup level.
Yeah.
He was a solid.
But I thought
NRL
he would have had a good NRL career.
And then he played a few games at Manly and a few at the Dogs. But at East, he was killing it. Big body, out wide, scoring tries, captain. Last year they moved him into the back row. Things like that, because you've come from good systems and you learn the ropes. It's like a lot of those guys that Ipswich Brothers gets, like some of those Jets guys that are not far off retiring. Ipswich Brothers throw a bit of cash to them, get them down, and all of a sudden, Ipswich, it's a good setup. They've got cash. You're going back and playing with other good young blokes that they've recruited, and so they're stepping in to help maintain the culture of it. You look at Burleigh. Burleigh would be the best place in the world to be in that system. I go down and watch them every now and then. I went down and watched Hamo play in the trials the other week, and the thing, like when they warm up,
our boy Hamo.
Yeah, he's at Burleigh.
Wait, Hamo, reach out to us, please. I'm still waiting. I've seen. I'm still unseen, please. But wait, right, man. What coaches are under the most pressure this year? This from DJ.
Oh, anyone who's not in the top 8's under pressure.
I think Madge and Hook's going to be straight under the pump because
that's the thing with him. He can coach.
Why would Hook be?
But he's just a scapegoat for the media. And him and Gould aren't exactly good
my
mates.
Boy Hunt's going to steer him, all right?
Well, they're due to have a good season.
Yeah,
Everyone,
I don't
a lot
know.
of side. This is the thing. We've all seen trials. I'm so looking forward to seeing Tuesday the team list, and then when you start
team
seeing
list
the teams
Tuesday.
play, and you think, oh, geez, that bloke surprised me.
So what's the biggest, out of every coach, who's the most under pressure? Just one. I need one cunt.
I would say...
You with the Uruguay team, or...
No, man. No, like...
Clint with Mitchie, bro.
Yeah, Clint with Mitchie.
No. I wouldn't say Clint's under pressure because he helps pick the job and you just give it to yourself.
Self-appointed, self-appointed.
NRL.
One word.
Okay, it's going to be someone who's clubbed John Morris. John Morris, because they have a
even
good
Kevin
squad.
Walters could be.
Yeah, Kevin.
Well, the problem being the bottom 5 from last season all got new coaches. The Warriors, the Bronx, the Cowboys, who else was the bottom 5
Dragons.
teams? Dragons got a new coach.
Oh yeah, Paul Green, go fuck yourself.
They all got new coaches. So those 5
Who's Paul
you think
Green
aren't
coaching?
under too much pressure straight away.
Queensland Origin side.
God, and he can't even tackle one person. It's like me coaching the Queensland side.
It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't. They wouldn't.
Maybe
I was close if he was. Jesus Christ.
I think Paul Morris. I'm Paul Morris. Fucking
Well,
John Morris.
Paul-
I know a Paul Morris.
Paul Green's like, guys,
The
all
problem
right.
with-
He's like, influence is like, I played 2 games for the Queensland State of Origin team.
He played Super League, Australia too.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Who gives a fuck? That's when everyone was probably like changing between Super League
Oh
and
look, Paul
ARL.
Stanley has commented on.
Yeah. What does Stanley
John
say?
Morris, I think he'll be sort of safe because he's got the backing of the
They
club
look
and the
fitter.
players.
Not
so
really.
much.
They haven't extended his contract.
Yeah, but the players love
Wait,
him,
no,
and everyone around the NRL
While
was
you're
saying,
winning,
"Fuck,
they love
you got to
you.
give
Like,
John Morris a break."
When you're winning, it's like with Hook.
And
Everyone
also,
will back Hook.
Paul Green, just go to another team that has a
Okay,
bunch of
we're
players
gonna-
that are really good.
We're
You know,
We're going to
For
move on
fuck's
from
sake.
Paul Green.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
me.
Paul Green isn't
Fuck
coaching
me,
with
Paul
Paul
You
Green.
started him right.
You know,
said.
like, jeez.
Paul Green's coached 3 games.
Yeah.
And let's hope
Yeah.
he wins at least 2 of those
yeah,
3.
yeah, as long as he wins
Hope
2 of those
you're
3,
only
I'll suck
paying
him
for
off.
3-game contract.
Right,
But
I'll-
and then we've got Rogue Willie, in my opinion, which is a good question again. He goes, got another start bench cut for you guys. He goes, Dearden, Croft, Milford.
Oh, that's my boy. I got to
Oh.
give a shout out to Ollie for
Yeah,
during the
Ollie.
week. I did
Oh
a bit
yeah,
of
I
interview
listened
with
to
him.
the podcast.
Oh, but
Bro,
I spoke so badly.
No, I loved it. I loved
bro,
it.
I was really
You
nervous.
listen to
I
me the other week.
don't know why.
No, I
But
listened to both of yous.
He
Yeah.
loves it. He interviewed. Yeah, I saw him down there. He was
He-
there. Saw another bloke. You
He
probably
keeps it
know.
nice and short, but with it's funny with Dano. I forgot your name for a sec, but
you can call me daddy
With Dano, I'm never
I'll
going to call
be-
you daddy.
or puppy.
But Dana goes, I can fix everything. I'm a bit of a spark plug. And I didn't understand. I was like, is he saying that he's just like...
No, you just
the
plug me in and
manager
I'll
dealing-
fucking...
And then I understood. I was like, oh, no, he's not saying he's a mad dog. He's just saying, like, he can fix anything. Yeah, but your interview was
like John
awesome.
Morris
Yeah.
as a player.
Yeah, yeah.
Played a lot for Aussie.
Yeah,
But
like
you know,
young
but
Craig
right,
Green,
man, your listens on that is still the highest.
Oh, really?
But Dano said he's going to try to beat it. So
Oh, good.
Yeah,
You
well, I
gotta-
spoke
if-
that poorly. Everyone would listen to like the first 3
bro.
sentences and be like, "Oh, this kind
Wait,
of got
have you
dyslexia
heard
or something."
mine on it, man? And
Yeah,
mine was
yours
a
was-
video.
Yeah, but
We
yours
didn't
was
say
pretty
anything.
good.
We didn't say anything that was breaking the law.
God.
You confessing how you and Offerdale just went to breakfast, peptided up, and went to the gym every day when you were in France.
Ollie's like, name the fucking Fijian side, and I'm like,
Oh, that you played it. The
Yeah,
one
but
you
the
played
thing is,
against
no one
in
they
2017.
didn't expect you to know Fijians' names.
You
but
don't
they
even know
expect
half
me
the
to know a
guys at
bit.
Mitchie's name.
Yeah.
Like this.
So anyway,
and
we
then
gotta-
we got Stanley then.
No,
You
wait, we
motherfucker.
didn't answer that question at all. It was the start
Alright.
bench cut.
Okay, yeah. So
Pretty
right bench
obvious.
cut. We got Dearden, Croft, Milford.
It's pretty
Okay,
obvious,
so
that one.
Croft's cut, and then I got bench Milford, and I've got
Start did.
starting with Dearden.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's probably the.
And
guy.
I think with Dearden, that's a very I don't know.
It's an optimistic
Do you
pick, but-
think choosing Dearden is a very Queenslander way to look at something? I don't know.
I think it's just. We're looking at the talent and saying
What
this
do you
guy
reckon,
needs
Ryan?
a
Yeah,
chance.
you're seeing
bro.
potential.
Exactly.
Last
but
year was
he
a-
just needs a shot, and someone's
Yeah.
going
And
to
they
give it
need
to him, you know?
stability in the halves, and you got to keep Turpin there in the 9.
Yeah.
Because
You
without
need
him
that
there
balance.
defensively, that-
Yeah,
And I know a girl that knows a guy, but
yeah, you know a lot of people, man. That's good.
yeah.
so I've heard.
And Devin was meant to come on, but he said he couldn't. But that's bullshit, supposedly.
So you need that balance in the spine, and that's what when sides start coming unstuck is when you might have the forwards, you might have the backs, but if you haven't got the regular blokes there, steering the ship. It's like why with Manly, I could not imagine Desi playing Kieran Foran at hooker when
Nah.
you got a bung shoulder and they're just going to, even if you come off the bench, they're
And
going to
he's-
spot you up
he's an injury-prone
and
lad
traffic,
at the
traffic.
best of
Yeah,
times. There's
so
no
you want to
way.
keep him as healthy as humanly possible.
Yeah, but see, I think if Desi's going to be picking a side, he'd be mad not to pick Josh Schuster.
I think Schuster's going to be in it.
Yeah, but I don't see where he'd play if not 5'8".
If it was me, I'd play him in the centres to start him off with.
Yeah, but they got good state. Brad Parker and Moses Sully are both
See, the thing is, too, he was, it'd be Parker
Well, it's
there.
getting pumped off.
Parker would probably be, he'd go to the ding. Someone would miss out the ding.
Yeah, but then you got Jason Saab, Ruben Garrick, George Tufua.
Okay,
The
I'll tell you
very
what.
good
Garrick,
I'll tell
I was
you
going to
what.
say Garrick and Tafua.
Okay,
Three
my
pretty good
missus I think Ruben Garrick's the nicest bloke in the world.
No, 'cause he's
Ruben
the nicest
Garrick.
looking bloke in the world.
Okay, Ruben Garrick, play well or go back to Gerringong and play for them. They won the comp. They got a gun side. He was my drama with him is he misreads defence.
He
a
does.
lot.
All right. So did you
Good player.
Did you say he will cut and?
Yeah, we all agreed.
Yeah, we all
I think
agreed. Same one. Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Did-
And then Stanley goes. Apparently, NK has discovered some American heritage in his family tree. He's Christian Freed worried. Yes,
Well-
I am NK because in the grand final to Winterset, I transferred you to fullback and I put myself to the wing.
And it
so
won it. And
yeah,
that won the
oh,
game.
no, actually, I put myself to halfback.
Back,
and
you went
put-
to halfback.
But
And-
yeah, but
and-
NK, if you don't know, he's the greatest open ones
Oh.
player there's ever been in the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
And
He is the greatest fullback in the history of the West
Bro,
Fiji
bro,
club.
have you seen me play open once?
yeah, but
Fucking
you haven't seen
unbelievable.
NK, and I was
Unbelievable.
pushing NK to wing to play my
Like,
football.
I hate myself, but when I play football, I get worried how good I am. Like,
Oi,
I'm
this
worried
guy,
I'm
that's
gonna
why I
offend
need you
people
back
around
on
me.
this fucking shit.
Bro, people around
He's
me
getting
just
out
go-
of control.
People around
He
me
keeps-
just think, holy
Like,
fuck,
yeah.
who is that stud?
He
I'm not
walks
good.
in and gets me to set everything up, and then says shoot, and I got to press play.
Yeah, and then shut up and sit over there and
He runs the show
Watch
now,
me.
mate.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Like,
So right, man, what's the future? What are you doing? What do you think? You're on here every week, or you're just visiting,
I'll
or
just be visiting. I'll be in and out, but with stuff, mainly work commitments.
yeah, but
That-
after work you can get back on here
Yeah. When I've got
because you know
days
how
off.
much money we're pulling on with this shit.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Not saying much,
I'm
but
good.
it's absolutely nothing.
And I'll be back.
But,
I'll be back in the Mitchie team.
we've
a lot
made
more.
so many Monopoly dollars. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. My wallet is stacked with them Monopoly.
But when you're sweet, you'll be back full time.
Yeah, I'll be back, and we got a game with Uruguay in October. So hopefully have everybody available because I think it's important to play. But you don't want to be. You got to be someone you're going to be competitive with. You can't guarantee you're going to win. Like you have a draw,
Yeah.
that's fair enough. But if you go in there expecting to play someone you will compete with, and then you have five bailouts in the week leading up, that was another thing. We lost a centre on the Thursday. We lost that many bloke.
How did I shower?
What's that?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to shower there at Liverpool. They don't let you in the showers. It's like at Arana
well,
last year.
you better call them up and get them up here to
Yeah.
play because
We'll
there has
shower
to
him.
be a shower.
You know?
And
We need to have AGM
Come and be-
interviewing
what-
players in the
is
sheds
that
too.
one of the things you use when you try to recruit players? Come up to Brisbane to be showered by me.
Yeah.
I'm sure that attracts a lot of people.
Oh, it does. It does. Like, just say, right, you get to stand next to me in the shower. I'll scratch your back. You scratch my cock. That's my dream goal. Like getting that. That's how I talk to people. That's how I became friends with Freedy.
Then, so right, man, what do you got? So me and Dan have already done ours, and he talked about it with rugby league, in my opinion. But what's your top 8? And do you see because we're dick riders again? Do you see Bronx making the top 8 this
I can't see him making the top 8.
Go fuck
but
yourself,
I do
cunt.
think
The door's out
I'll be
there.
improving. They will improve. I'd be surprised if it's top 8. But
Yeah.
any
What,
improvement,
is Manly in there? In the
I think
top
we
8?
can go in. Same thing. Everyone, you've
lower.
got to keep your boys healthy for
They
as
need
long as
turbo.
possible.
Wait, what do you
Without
think about
turbo.
Dragons? Like,
Nah.
I know we
The
talk about.
pieces are there. But the thing is,
Are you worried?
guys like with the Dragons.
Yeah, you worried about them?
Well, I don't know. I want to see how they react under a new coach.
Yeah.
But guys like Sims and that, 2 years ago, Tarek Sims playing Origin. And he's tough as 10. Even in
Yeah.
a side not going well.
And Bellin was touching heats besides women, and now he's, like.
DeBellin was the New South Wales lock at the time. Now he's got his dramas, of course. But
The Dragons are going to get touched, I reckon. I got them in my bottom
They're going to get
4.
touched like the Bellin in a fucking late.
I'm surprised you haven't committed more crimes so you get locked up. Just like a 2-week stint or something, like a whole. That's like you going on the Love Boat, actually.
The Dragons are in the bottom 4 with the Tigers and probably the Warriors.
The thing too, like the Tigers too, because they've recruited decently.
I love.
Now all of a sudden everyone's starting to fucking
Yeah.
like pat them on the back, talking like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're definitely in, you're definitely in."
I
They're
really
still
want. I
playing
really
on the back
want to
of Luke
see.
Brooks, bro. It's never going to get any
Oh,
better.
Brooks, he
You
fuck.
play
right.
on the back of
Gotta-
Luke Brooks,
Oi,
bro. You're never
Big
going to
fat
win
Kane
games.
from Sanford be better than Luke Brooks.
He's
He
a
plays for
Davo.
David, bro.
He's the captain coach of Davo.
Dano calls him Big Fat Kane, but Yeah, I just jumped on board.
You're the first person I ever heard calling Big
Yeah,
Fat
but
Ken.
I heard he could throw him. Is it
Yeah,
throw
he
him?
doesn't mind throwing.
Oh,
him,
he
yeah.
throw too. A darky be unconscious, cunt. Big fat Kane.
It's,
No, I'm
yeah.
only kidding, Kane.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
throw him
well,
at me,
you've-
please. I
you've
can
already
find
got
my
a
way out of a wet paper
You've
bag.
already got a warm-up bout to do this week sometime, so just get
Who
through
win?
that.
You cunt?
Oh, please, I hope it's me. Please,
It wouldn't be Roddy. Roddy fucking... He wouldn't even punch cunts. He just fends you.
that's all you
Like,
got. If you can
No,
fend,
but
you
what
can
do you
punch.
think
You just got to make sure they connect.
Right, man,
Like,
talking what
top 8.
Yeah,
okay.
no, talking local. What do you think about the Sanford Daybra? It was 14 to 12.
Yeah, I was
And
out,
Fine, okay.
I
Daybra
was
said
out
they were
there.
going to be fucking loaded.
Yeah, and
Yeah, they're
With
going to be
Sanford-
loaded with
Sanford-
our points on them when we
well,
fucking
that was the
play
thing.
them.
I don't know if that was their full side, but they had plenty of their stars playing. They were physical. They were big, but
What are their
they-
stars though? You know, let's talk stars.
Zach Lister.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what has
he's
he
star.
played?
He started centre and played fullback. He was damaging
Yeah,
every
but
time.
who for?
He was Daybra.
No, before that.
Lister. He was playing BRL.
I'm mad. That's a star. Yeah, keep going.
Well, oh geez, you know when you give people ammunition to beat us, it's probably not handy. like-
Liz is like, fuck you, Freddie.
Yeah.
No, Liz is a gun. But yeah.
They've got and they looked fit as I imagine. But
I
if
did,
you got
they did.
Whoa.
It'd just be your headphones. I can
Yeah.
still hear you real good.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you right.
And having those blokes come back from grade, and having Strasser. You're having Strass there as an assistant coach, and him playing. Well, he was at the Bronx for a year, and he's been played at Redcliffe and North.
Who's
So
Strass?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, Zach Strasser, yeah.
He's
So-
a gun.
So I don't know if he'll actually play. This was people were asking. I wonder if he'll play a game or two. He might just want to be in that coaching role.
Yeah.
You've got blokes that have been in decent systems, and will get you back there.
Yeah.
And so they'll be fit. But if we're playing north side, south side, which I'm a pretty big fan of, sides like Sunnybank, like I was talking to.
So if you don't know, Sunnybank's the best team outside of the NRL, and West Michigan nearly beat him. But Nathan was offside. But if you've heard the Roof story,
Yeah,
he wasn't
it makes up for
offside.
it, and it makes up for it. The Roof story is excellent.
But no, they were great.
And on the south side too, they're going to be blokes who, like Waterford, won't be as strong as they were when we played them last year because those guys will go back to be playing high. Some guys will go back.
That's why everyone's going to have that. Like, remember when, like, brothers, they're not going to have the full
Well,
back.
they look like they've lost
They're
11
thinned out
blokes.
a lot. Yeah,
They
I
might
was
be.
talking
There's
to-
talk that I've got good
play
mail.
next week.
I got good mail from the coach today. They're not going to be playing once.
Yeah, I got a few mates in the side, and I caught up with them on Friday at Valleys. I watched their second
Did
side
ya?
versus
You
the Valleys
dog?
under
So
21s.
do they have two
Hey,
sides still?
Yeah, their second
You
side
hang
played
out
the
with
Valleys
them?
21s.
A lot of young fellas?
And yeah,
Jado played?
got beat. Yeah, they got beat, but they just looked unfit compared to Valleys. But yeah,
Valleys
are
are the fittest blokes.
well because
on the
they've been
planet.
training since
Oh,
September,
and some of the training they're doing
Yeah.
is high level.
yeah.
So
Well, they're all training. They're all training together. Everyone from under 20s up to A grade. So
and
they're
it's
all
physical.
fit, yeah, fit
and
as.
so they'll be prepared. I thought Valleys would have had a one side. They won't be. I've heard they're playing twos.
Weak dogs.
So-
You fuck Danny Walker, if you're listening, put your two side, get them together. So
But it's
boys,
also
don't be
they've
so
seen-
fucking scared getting
They're
to play
seeing what
onesie
we're
cut.
bringing, bro. They're seeing
No.
what we're bringing.
Put
Everyone's
Valleys
scared.
in our comp. Last time we played them, we pumped
Everyone's fucking
on Old Boys
scared.
Day.
And if
Get
you
the
want to
fuck
chat
up.
shit, come on this podcast. You know?
Okay.
And then also...
Good to see you making friends out there. Does an angry mob wait out the front for you every
hope
morning
so,
to tell
cunt.
you up?
I hope so, because I've
Okay.
got a
Team
2-4-3 in that fucking thing in there. And then I've got a 3-2-3 lever action, so...
By the time
And
he
these
gets it out,
motherfuckers have seen it. But can you please take us out because we're running over time?
Okay, my
But
friend.
right, man, you'll be back next week. You
I
reckon?
can't guarantee when I'll be back, but I will be back.
we'll see
when
the
I
big
can.
dog again.
Yeah, we'll be.
It's great.
definitely
It's
back.
great that you blessed us with your presence.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
We've
been
been
great
missing
to
out.
come
Thanks,
on
heaps,
board.
right, man.
No worries. Thanks for having me on board. I like to I've learnt in the coaching system that when you're going to deliver criticism to people, you should really deliver a compliment first so they're not dwelling on the negative. Dane, you've done fantastic. It's hard to fault you. Freedy, thanks for supplying the room for us to do out in. Your contribution on the mic is could be better. If you could really, it's like your defense in the middle at times, or your passing in good ball. Maybe just do a little bit of work on it before the season, and you'll even get better. Thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks to all the Uruguay sponsors who we named before. Thanks to all the sponsors, Mitchie. We'll be kicking off. Local footy doesn't officially kick off till after Easter, but the NRL's back next week. Week after that, the Cup's back. Should be some beauties. I know that first week I'll be going to South on the Sunday to watch Burley play against Kevin Locke and Carmichael at South. So, yeah, they're both playing. So, plenty of footy to get out and watch. All those. Anybody who's keen, get down. We've got a trial down at Mitchie. A couple of old rivals. The brothers Leprechauns from Stafford and the West Mitchie Panthers.
Bro. You know, fuck you up.
Obviously, Freddie makes a lot of friends. So, I don't want to fight on the field. As you can see, Freddie's going to get cheap shotted every time he passes the ball.
I won't even be here next week.
Before we go out, I'll just run through the games for next week, and you just give me one word answer of who's going to win.
Okay, sweet. Hit me.
So we got Storm versus Rabbits Thursday
Storm.
night.
Yeah, Melbourne early on.
I'll take the Rabbits in that one with a couple of injuries. Knights versus Dogs.
Knights.
Yep.
Yeah, I go Knights.
Because I got my boy cheating, and he's not cheating anymore.
Bronx Para.
Bronx, because they're going to win the whole comp.
Yeah.
I'll go Para.
Shut up.
Warriors Titans at the Central Coast
Titans, you reckon?
You'd have to go Titans on their recruits.
Yeah. In these Warriors, are they travelling this
They're going to spend 3 months here.
They're at Central Coast Stadium,
yeah.
So you got Roosters, Manly.
Manly, because my boy.
Roosters.
We know which way I'm going.
Yeah.
Panthers, Cows.
Panthers. Because Cows don't have anyone.
I think Cows improve a lot under Toddy Payton, but Panthers just on the personnel they'll have.
Yeah.
Raiders, Tigers at GI.
Raiders.
Raiders. Dragons,
Sharks.
especially
Canberra.
Dragon Sharks.
Oh, good one.
Jubilee.
I think Sharks.
Yeah.
There's a local derby
I
just
think Dragons were cruising, man. We didn't see the best of them.
Yeah.
And also my boy Benny Hunt, I think he's gonna pull it together.
Well, that's it, Roddy.
Yeah.
Take this bitch.
Take
this
bitch out, right, man.
Thanks again to everybody.
And when we can get you back on,
all right,
every single time.
I will. Thanks to all the sponsors. Thanks to everybody that listens.
Thanks to Brick Lane, because they said we were pussies for drinking the Backyarder, and then they filled us up with the Avalanche Hazy IPA. And Steely, who's the Queensland rep, he goes, you boys cannot be repping us with the Backyarder. So they want us with the Avalanche Hazy IPA, and that's what we're repping tonight. And we really appreciate it, because that's the beer that sponsors us. And also thanks heaps for the Uruguayan team for repping us with these fucking sick shirts.
Possibly on Mascot Browns, we'll have the Uruguayan hat soon. So shout out to my mate Phil Brown. You know Phil Brown, Freddie? Yeah. He was the media manager with you boys in 2017.
Oh, yeah.
Good man.
He's a legend, man.
Really good bloke.
Yeah.
Thanks to Ferny Grove Old Boys for sponsoring us at Uruguay. Thanks to Andrew Peace Wines. Thanks to Bull Maintenance. If you're looking for any wine online, Andrew Peace will look after you. Bull Maintenance, you got any maintenance needs out around the Carolee and adjoining areas?
If you got bulls,
jump on board and
just
look
bulls
them up.
Or cows?
Bulls, man, bulls.
Just bulls.
Bulls. That's it, bulls, mate.
Like bulls maintenance.
Not the maintenance of bulls. It's just called bulls maintenance, big guy. All right. Thanks to everybody. Get out, watch some footy. Get down to West Mitchie. Watch our first game of the year. Always pretty entertaining against the fish eaters from Stafford.
And I won't be there. I'll be up the coast at a wedding.
So Freddie talking shit and not playing something different. Remember, don't be a mercenary. Support your footy team. Support your local community. And let's keep fighting our way through COVID. Bye for now. Thanks again. Baby. And I'll see you soon.